Did you know Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owns enough cars to make his own Fast and Furious movie? Yeah, that's right. And his gym? It's packed with some of the weirdest and most unique equipment you've ever seen. From crazy expensive cars to bizarre gym gear, The Rock's collection is seriously next level. Let's take a look at some of the jaw-droppingly expensive things he owns. Rock's diet. The Rock's diet is so expensive it's almost ridiculous. He eats 4 times more food than the average person every year. He chows down on a whopping 261 pounds of potatoes, 348 pounds of oatmeal, and 1,000 pounds of fish each year. And get this, since he started his Greek god diet 10 years ago, he spent over $150,000 just on food. That's more food than a North Korean child might eat in their entire life. But here's the kicker. While he's eating all that healthy stuff, The Rock hasn't touched candy since 1989, until he finally broke his streak in 2016. I guess even The Rock has a cheat day once in a while. But food isn't the only area where his lifestyle is off the charts. Rock's physique. The Rock doesn't just maintain his physique with any old gym equipment. His home gym, the Iron Paradise, is on another level. This place is packed with top-of-the-line gear that any elite athlete would envy. The gym is filled with luxury workout brands, dumbbells that go up to a massive 150 pounds, and machines that you'd normally only find in an NFL stadium. All of this adds up to around $300,000 worth of equipment, and The Rock makes sure to use it every single day. He's so dedicated, in fact, that he can't even leave for a bathroom break during his workouts. Instead, he keeps a bottle handy, and when he has to travel, don't worry about him missing a workout. The Rock has a whole team dedicated to transporting his gym equipment. Every time he moves his gear, it weighs a staggering 40,000 pounds, and it costs him around $210,000 each time. But that's nothing for The Rock. He makes sure his gym arrives on time, no matter where he goes. Talk about dedication to staying in shape. Rock's watches. The Rock's watch collection is insane. He literally has enough watches to cover every time zone in the world. One of his standout pieces is the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage Chronograph, which set him back a cool $8,300. And when you start calling your watch a chronograph, you know you've made it. But The Rock doesn't just buy random watches here and there. He's all about collections. He owns a $158,000 collection of Tag Heuer watches, a $53,000 collection of Rolexes, and 4 IWC watches worth around $76,000. But the real showstopper is his massive collection of Panerai watches. He owns so many that even his alter ego wears them. To top it off, The Rock dropped an impressive $48,000 on more Panerai watches to up his game. And let's not forget his $328,000 Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Frosted Gold Chronograph. That one piece costs more than every other watch in his collection combined. Altogether, his entire watch collection is worth an astonishing $560,000. But here's the thing. Even with all that wealth, The Rock has never forgotten where he came from. Since he was a kid, he's always been a man of the people. Talk about staying grounded while rocking luxury. Rock's kind gestures. When The Rock was just 11 years old, he saw his dad grant the very first wish for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and that moment stuck with him. Ever since, he's made it a point to grant the wishes of 21 kids just to meet him. But The Rock didn't stop there. He went above and beyond by dropping an extra $100,000 to make those kids' wishes even more special. With a career now filled with Disney movies and a love for kids that's undeniable, it's clear that The Rock loves kids just as much as any hitmaker like Drake. But The Rock's generosity doesn't stop at wishes. He's donated $1 million to the Children's Miracle Network and another $1 million to the Nicholas Children's Health System. And he hasn't forgotten about the school that helped launch his career. The Rock donated $2 million to build an alumni center at his college. If he still had student loans, they're definitely paid off by now. He's made sure of it. The Rock is all about giving back and showing love to the people and places that helped him get to where he is today. Rock's love for cars. And you know what else The Rock has paid off? His insane collection of supercars. He has so many that Ford even let him unveil the 2018 Mustang to the world. But instead of keeping the $50,000 car for himself, The Rock gave it away to a combat veteran. And that's not the only time he's given away a car. When The Rock was a homeless teenager, a guy named Bruno gave him a place to stay. So, as a thank you, The Rock gifted Bruno a Ford F-150. The Rock really is one of the nicest guys out there, but not every car he owns is about giving back. The Rock also has some pretty wild rides, like his Plymouth Prowler, which he picked up for $39,000 after filming Pain and Gain. He loved the whole bad guy vibe so much that he went out and bought himself a 1976 Cadillac Escalade, which he called his Cartel Mobile, costing him around $76,000. But that massive 5,000-pound sedan wasn't big enough for The Rock, so he upgraded to a monster, a $150,000 Ford Hennessy Velociraptor. This beast, weighing in at 6,500 pounds, could crush anything in its path, and it even has a crazy Smurf blue paint job. Then there's his Lamborghini Aventador, which is one of the fastest cars in the world. With a top speed of 217 miles per hour and going from 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds, it cost him a cool $216,000. But The Rock's cars aren't just about speed, they're about class too. His Rolls-Royce Wraith, which costs around $300,000, is the epitome of luxury. Even though his suits might be a bit tight, The Rock still looks fresh as hell rolling out of this Bond-style car. And of course, he had to get another McLaren 650S, which set him back $309,000, and another Rolls-Royce, the Cullinan, for a whopping $330,000. If he ever feels like being generous again, maybe he'll share that second Rolls with someone. But with that kind of price tag, we're not holding our breath. After his Rolls-Royce, The Rock really stopped playing around with just thousands and jumped into spending millions. One of his crown jewels? The Ferrari LaFerrari, which is the company's top-performing car. They actually put an F1 engine in this thing. With a top speed of 218 miles per hour, this car could probably give the Flash a run for his money. But all that superhuman speed doesn't come cheap. It cost The Rock a massive $1.14 million. And as fast as that car is, it's no match for The Rock's McLaren P1. This hypercar makes his McLaren 650S look like a Toyota Camry. It's so rare that no two are exactly alike, and The Rock loves standing out, so he spent $1.15 million to add it to his collection. But The Rock's car collection doesn't stop there. Sure, supercars, hypercars, and luxury rides are cool, but get ready for his most insane car yet, the 2017 Ford GT. Don't let the muscle car look fool you. The Rock picked it up for $450,000, but now it's worth over $1.2 million. Still, $1.2 million doesn't even compare to the holy grail of his garage, the Pagani Huayra. This car is like the Jesus Christ of automobiles. By far the fastest he owns at 238 miles per hour. By far the rarest. There are only 100 in existence. And by far the most expensive at $2.55 million. Adding the Pagani to his collection brings his total garage value to an insane $6.1 million. It's the ultimate car, but The Rock had to make some modifications so he could actually fit inside. Even with the mods, he still looks like a straight-up baller cruising around in it. And if there's anyone who knows how to ball out, it's definitely The Rock. Heck, he even bought his own football league, Rock's Football League. While the NFL rules the fall season for football, The Rock decided to bring back spring football to compete. The main spring football league was the XFL, but after COVID, it went bankrupt. That's when The Rock stepped in and saved the day. He bought the XFL for $15 million and single-handedly brought spring football back to life. His plans for the league are big. He wants to double the number of teams from 8 to 16 by 2026. With his vision, The Rock could end up being a real competitor to the NFL. You've got to give it to him. He went from wearing a turtleneck to trying to take on the giants of the sports world, but one sport The Rock will always have a soft spot for is the WWE, a place where he's built a legendary career and will forever remain a champion. Rock's return to WWE. There's one sport The Rock will never really compete with, and that's the WWE. Why? Because they literally own The Rock. At least, they did until recently. For the longest time, The Rock didn't even own his own name. But when he decided to make a return to the wrestling ring, he had some serious leverage. He used that to strike a deal with the WWE to transfer ownership of his name to him for a hefty $30 million. Yep, you heard that right. The Rock's name alone is worth $30 million. That's more than Taylor Swift's house. And speaking of big money, The Rock doesn't exactly stress when it comes to real estate either. This guy's got a serious property game going on. And there you have it, folks. The Rock's lifestyle is nothing short of legendary. He's not just about flexing his wealth. He's all about family, giving back, and making sure his name and his legacy are worth millions. Whether it's his $30 million name deal or his luxurious Miami mansion, this guy knows how to ball out. So, if you enjoyed this peek into the life of one of Hollywood's most successful and generous stars, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And hey, let us know, what would you buy if you had The Rock's bank account? Catch you in the next one.